Hello guys, I hope you are having a good day. Welcome back to Sophia Live. I see many people questioning Moses Kuria intentions of resigning, saying, is he truly departing ways with President William Ruto? Is he truly genuine in his resignation, or this is politics? Well, in my own understanding, this is politics. And the reason Moses Kuria resigned is one, someone has to neutralize the Democracy for the Citizens Party in Mount Kenya region. That is the sole reason why Moses Kuria is out of this government. If you have to look at what Moses Kuria has been up to lately, I saw him in his Twitter handle change his profile from Uhuru to Uhuru, and now is Kibaki. So Moses Kuria is trying to communicate one thing, but now let us look on his resignation. You see, it is very dangerous to the political class. Can I say the state? This regime feels so threatened by the fact that the whole of Mount Kenya region is falling behind former DP Rigathi Gachagua. And the state is not happy about this. So they must use someone from that region to neutralize all this. They must use someone from that region to scatter these people. And that someone is none other than Moses Kuria, because they tried with the current Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, but Ruto understand that he's not a man who can really mobilize people to come together. So he is going for the second person, and that is none other than Moses Kuria. It's just a period of trial and error. It's not that even with Moses Kuria, is not sure that he's going to do it, but the state has decided to try him, to see if he's going to scatter these people. So I want us to watch keenly the next moves of Moses Kuria, because Moses Kuria has never supported DP Rigathi Gachagua, has never even posting him on his social handles. He has been about Kibaki this, Kibaki that, Uhuru this, Uhuru that, and all that. Even during the last campaign, he was hitting on Uhuru Kenyatta, but lately, he was like, nah, Uhuru was like this, Uhuru is a good man, something like that. So I want us to look the next steps, the next moves Moses Kuria is going to make. Moses Kuria is going to use the name of Uhuru Kenyatta to try and see if the people of Mount Kenya region, because Moses Kuria believes, or this regime believes, that Uhuru Kenyatta still has people in Mount Kenya region, and they want to take advantage of that, because they believe that Uhuru, the name Uhuru is not totally erased in Mount Kenya region politics. So Moses Kuria will be using Uhuru's name to try and see if he is going to divide these people, because the mission is one, to divide these people at whatever cost. So Moses Kuria will be going in, and I'm not even going I will not be surprised if we will see him trying to visit Uhuru Kenyatta, trying to make a deal with the Jubilee Party, because Moses Kuria has his own political party. The kazi, is it kazi kwa vijana ama chama cha kazi? Yes, the chama cha kazi party. So I will not be surprised if I'll be seeing that Moses Kuria will be trying to do something with the Jubilee Party, which belongs to Uhuru Kenyatta. I will not be surprised if Moses Kuria will be there saying that I am supporting Matiang'i because there is a close relationship between Matiang'i and Uhuru Kenyatta. The reason is one. The reason is to ensure that not all people from the Mount Kenya region are not falling for this DCP party. That is the reasons that Moses Kuria is out. Because Moses Kuria, even when he was with Ruto, he was not so much into criticizing this government like what Justin Muturi was doing. Was he? He wasn't. So it can be all of a sudden that is telling us that is out of this government, that he is so tired of it. No, this is a political move, because as I've said that it is only a divide and rule tactics that is going to get someone re-elected. It is happening in Western region. That's why we are seeing Salasia attacking George Natembea, and now they are moving that tactics to the central Kenya, the Mount Kenya region, because it is so dangerous to have people from Mount Kenya region speak in one voice. Politically, it is so dangerous because those are a lot of votes, and those votes should not go into one basket. That is the target of this regime. The Mount Kenya region vote should not go into one basket. So they are trying to do what it takes. They are going to do all what they think can make these people scatter in different directions, just to ensure that in 2027 that is not happening. In 2027 we must have, Rigathi Gachagua should not have a total control of the people of the Mount Kenya region. But is that going to happen? It is upon the people of Mount Kenya region, because you see, our biggest weakness as a country, as people of this country, is money. Money is one of our biggest weakness, and our politicians knows this. That's why we have been crying about jobs, about job opportunities, about industrialization, about roads, about hospitals. The politicians, they can do this. They can give us good roads. They can give us a functional a functional health system. They can give us a functional education system. They can give us all that we want as the citizens of this country. But the reason they don't want to give us that, so that we can going back to them and beg. That's why they feel so comfortable to steal billions, but not take these billions on roads, on education, on health, so that when they come back with those billions that they have stolen, we will be ready to clapping for them, to cheering them, to support them, and all that. So if there is something that the politicians will be trying to do, is to use their money. So I will not be surprised to see Moses Kuria also moving around with money, because money is one of the biggest weakness that has been exposing us, especially when it comes to making political decisions. That's why we're still voting for people based on the amount of money they give us. That's why for the longest time since independence, we've been voting some people. There are some people who have been elected basically because of the money they gave out. Nothing. You see their history, their profile, their background. There is nothing to show. But because they came to us with money, we chose money over everything. So this is one of the biggest undoings that has been really suppressed us, and we are here, we are where we are as a country because of money, because politicians understand the language of money. They understand that once you go back to the village and give people this money, they will sing your names, they will praise you, they will be clapping for you and all that. So if there is something, maybe, I don't know, if the people of Mount Kenya region are really strong enough to reject the money that is going to come from the political class. Are they ready to say no to their money? If the answer is yes, then the divide and rule tactics is not going to work on them. But if they will be willing to accept this money, then be sure that the divisions that the states want to see happening in Mount Kenya region, it will happen, will definitely happen, because our problem is money. If we for once we said no to this politicians' money, then we'll get this country to the right place, to the right track. It cannot be someone is elected doing nothing, then comes back after 5 years, give us money, and we feel that that is the Messiah, that is the person who is going to solve our problems. No. If you voted someone for 5 years and this someone is not doing enough, why should you vote for him again or for her again? That should be just a common sense question and a common sense answer. If you elect person X in office, be it a governor, an MP, an MCA, a senator, a president, then this person, you've analyzed all the 5 years he or she has been serving, and you see there is nothing that he has, nothing impactful that he or she has done. Why should you vote for him again? Hata kama amekupea pesa. It doesn't make sense. This is a common sense question. So the 2027 election should really wake people up that the politicians are going to come with money. The money is going to flow. And this time round, from the look of things, money will be poured left, right, and center. So the people, if the people are going to fall for this money, then we are doomed. We will be here again in 2028, 2029, complaining about something, some issues that we've been complaining since 2010, 2007, from back in the days. So the people of Mount Kenya region, if they are going to take the money from politicians, then the divide and rule tactics is going to condemn. So for Moses Kuria, this is someone who is here to serve the current regime. And you cannot convince me otherwise. I believe 100% sure that Moses Kuria is not here to help the people from the Mount Kenya region. No. Moses Kuria is here to play politics. And you know, this is a man who was the other day, I think is the Equity Bank that was he had loans, and there were issues as to do loans that he cannot pay and something like that. So you see, this is someone who needs money, and politicians are politicians. Politicians is, for them, it's all about their interest. So if he has been told that if you manage to divide this Mount Kenya region, we're going to give you 2 billion. Do you think Moses Kuria can say no to that? I don't think so. I don't think so. So 2027 is about politics, because this regime has tried everything. They have tried to bring in the tribal politics. Vijana wamesema no. They have tried to use all these tactics. They have said no. So the only tactics that they are trying to do right now is divide and rule. It is happening in Western region. And now Moses Kuria is going to try to do it in the Mount Kenya region. Will they succeed? Time will tell. So for Moses Kuria, for me, I think that this is a man on a mission. And the mission is to divide the Mount Kenya votes. Nothing more, nothing less. So that is it from me for now. Thanks for watching. This is Sophia Live.